Hey, the clickbait worked, yo. Here we are. Roll it. Now, if you've been around the channel for any time, or you've been around since I did my very first Tom Macdonald reaction, I think it was Blame the Rappers with Dax. You know that me and my feelings toward Tom Macdonald, they've been very up and down. They've been very it's been a mixed bag when it comes to how I feel about him, because I get what he's doing. I get his I don't want to call it a gimmick. That's like a negative word. I get his vibe, I guess you could say, about what he tries to do with his music and be controversial. But it's just from the very moment that I heard Blame the Rappers, I was like, this is taking a very nuanced and complicated subject, such as blaming the rappers for all the problems within the youth. It's taking a very nuanced and complicated subject and skimming over the top of it just to get the clicks and the views, and his demographic is gonna love talking shit about rap music, basically. So ever since that reaction and that listen and that commentary that I gave, it's left a bad taste in my mouth for Tom Macdonald fans and vice versa. I already know that this video, from people who are fans of Tom Macdonald, they're gonna like dislike this video automatically because of the amount of I don't know how to explain it. They're gonna say that I have biases toward his music and that I just don't like it right out of the gate, and I'm gonna say that they have biases to blindly like his music, because I'm like, this is that Blame the Rapper song was not a good song. That's it. And it's humoristic, but it's also frustrating for me because I want to like his music. I don't want to be seen as the reactor that just clowns on Tom all the time. I want to give him the chance, and I want to find why y'all like him. Because at this point, I would normally not give any other artist this amount of time if I didn't like their first 2 or 3 songs. So I'm still trying to keep an open mind and find out what it is about him that has the pull that it does. But also, I'm a diehard Eminem fan. For those of you that have been around the channel long enough, I'm probably the biggest Eminem fan that you'll ever meet. So when I see a new track from Tom Macdonald, an artist that I'm giving a chance to win me over, and I see it's called Dear Slim, and I see it's produced by Eminem, quote unquote. By the way, it's not really produced by Eminem. He paid for the beat that Eminem had made. It's different. That's why I called it clickbait, because a track that's produced by Eminem means that Eminem would be behind the boards making all the decisions. And someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was not the case. So Eminem produced the beat, but he didn't produce the song. So that's why I called it clickbait. But whenever I get this perfect storm of Tom Macdonald and Eminem subject matter, there's no way that I can't listen, you know? And I'm going in with unbiased ears. So everybody that disliked this video already, fuck y'all. I'm going in with better than unbiased. I'm trying to like the song. I'm trying to like Tom Macdonald. And we'll see if this is the one that wins me over. Tom Macdonald, Dear Slim. Let's get it.
Dear Slim, I thought you might have heard of me maybe, because lately everywhere I turn someone's comparing us crazy.
Yo, I forgot how hard this beat goes. This is not like a new instrumental, by the way. This is something that's floated around for a couple of years, but it's dope that I know he paid $100,000 for it. In the grand scheme of things, that seems like it's a lot of money, but when it's a beat that's produced by Eminem and you got a following like Tom Macdonald does, it's kind of like a perfect storm. He's gonna make that money back. There ain't no way he doesn't. Might be the best $100,000 he's ever spent, if I'm being quite honest. And yes, I already get the call back to the basement and Stan and how he's like at the table writing to Eminem in the same way that Stan did. I get it.
Someone's comparing us crazy. I never would have thought when I was bumping Biggie and Pac that I would buy bleach in a box and become the product of shade. But I'm here now.
That's kind of a bar, because he said, I never thought while I was bumping Biggie and Pac that I would buy bleach in a box and become the product of shady. Like, that whole little rhyme scheme right there was fire. And the reason I said it's a bar is because, like, he's like, technically every white rapper that comes after Eminem, you're gonna have to go against that. You're gonna have to go against Eminem. You're gonna have to try to escape his shadow. You got a tall order to live up to. But the reason I said it's a bar is because he said I'm a product of shady. And when he was buying like the hair dye and the like literally buying products, he became a product of Slim Shady. It's clean.
I'm the product of shade, but I'm here now. Hi, my name is Tom Macdonald. People call me controversial. I'm the one that counterculture follows. Every song I drop's a problem. I offend an awful lot with topics commenting on race and politics. I'm pretty awesome. Dear Slim, I know we're very...
So when it comes to, how do I say how I feel Tom Macdonald? I don't think Tom Macdonald is controversial, in my personal opinion. But that could just be because the way he talks about topics, I don't see them as controversial stances. I see them more as like, it's more like slapstick controversy, at least in my opinion. Well, this is one of the reasons why I didn't like, Blame the Rappers and songs after that, because it's like you're not really diving deep into whatever topic you're talking about to have a controversial stance. You're just saying something that's against your normal, against what the normal person thinks. And whenever he does that, in my mind, I'm like, is that really his stance, or is that what he's saying because he knows it's going to draw numbers and his audience is going to automatically eat it up? So I don't see him as controversial, more so as I see him as pandering, which is another reason why I have an issue with some of his music and his lyrics that he writes. But so far so good, yo. This song sounds fire, and I get the music video completely already right out of the gate. We obviously have him riding in the basement. He was obviously in water, which is where Stan had fell off. This is probably a car similar, if not not the same exact car, but the same make, model, and year. And it's got seaweed and all this on it, like they pulled it out of the water after Stan had crashed it with his pregnant girlfriend in the trunk. Like, I get all of it. And the song is fire so far because even though I might not agree with him saying he's controversial, that's his truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how he feels about himself. So it's not like he's saying anything that's fake. If he believes that he's controversial, and I mean, I guess he is controversial. It's just, in my opinion, it's very shallow controversial. You know what I mean? But the rhyme schemes, the sound, the white t-shirt, the gray sweats, like everything matches Stan. That's dope. I like the concept of the video for sure.
Pretty awesome. Dear Slim, I know we're very different politically. Seems like some of your biggest fans are the victims I'm triggering. They're convinced I don't like you, which ain't consistent with history. I was picked on as a kid and they don't know what Slim did for me. But I'm here now, and I fight the system just like you.
It's crazy because right now Eminem and Tom Macdonald probably are very different politically. I mean, I guess he's always been very anti-Republican. I guess he's always been a Democrat because he had the songs about fuck Bush and, the white America, the whole thing. Damn, thinking about it, I guess that is what makes him different, because I'm sure Tom's demographic is going to be primarily people who are center right, or right. Like, they're going to be Republican leaning. I don't know. Maybe that does make him different.
And I fight the system just like you. Was addicted to pills and liquor and quit them just like you. People claim that you hate me, but Marshall, that can't be right, dude. You'd have to hate yourself as well, cause Marshall, I'm you.
Marshall, I'm you. I guess you could say that he's got that same identity in 2021 that Eminem did back in 2001, 2002. It's different, but it's the same. But Eminem's was on a global scale. Like, I get that Tom's on a global scale online, but there was no online back then. So Eminem was mass mainstream media and saying, fuck the world, fuck the system. It's like it's like trying to compare apples to oranges. Bitch, that phrase don't make no sense. Why can't fruit be compared? I wonder how Eminem would be received by the world in this world in terms of like online instant media versus like TRL and MTV, VH1, that kind of thing, where that was your only source of media. There was no streams. You can only buy albums. It was a whole different world for music at that point. But I do like the scheme to say, like, I quit drugs and alcoholism just like you. And then I said, fuck the system just like you. Like, people are going to think that he's rhyming just like you with just like you. He's not. He's rhyming the word before and everything that comes after. So it was system and alcoholism just like you. Like, that's fire. That scheme was nice right there. And I don't know if Eminem hates Tom Macdonald. I never heard Eminem speak on Tom Macdonald. But let's just say if he did, just for the sake of the song, this would be an ultimate fucking troll if he did. Yo, if he did hate him, let's just say he went on record and said, I hate Tom Macdonald. And then Tom Macdonald goes out and buys an Eminem beat and says produced by Eminem, and then names it Dear Slim, and then says that he's just like him. Yo, that would be an ultimate troll, son.
Cause Marshall, I'm you. Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what I want with my fingers up. Everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what. Nah, 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 nah.
The fucking hook sucks again. Tom, why are your hooks so bad? And to be honest, the hook wasn't even that bad at the beginning. Why the fuck did you have to say nan and nan and like, oh my God, bro. You just couldn't resist, could you? And Tom Macdonald fans that are on this video, if you start disliking the video right now because of this, like, I understand. I mean, if you're blind, if you can't see with an objective eye that this hook is not good, then I understand you're gonna dislike the video anyway, because I'm coming from an abrasive standpoint when it comes to Tom Macdonald. So you're probably gonna not like the video regardless. But yo, if you're coming from an objective standpoint, you know that this hook is subpar. I don't know how. I gotta listen again. Hold on.
Marshall, remember back when you became Eminem. You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you. I don't give a what, saying what
See, like the first part of the hook was fire. It was passable. It was better than any hook that I had heard from Tom Macdonald previously or prior to this. That was decent. Now, whether he's changing the world with a pen, that's debatable. Because like I said, he's not on the same global scale as Eminem, but and his fan base is already like, it's already there. He's not shaking up the world or doing anything too crazy inventive because Eminem had already done it. It's hard to do something that Eminem had already done 20 years prior at such an elevated level. But that's besides the point. Like just the hook. The melody was fine right there. And then we got into the second half.
I want with my fingers up, everybody triggered and they think I suck, but I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. I don't give a what, nah, 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 nah. Dear
Yeah, that's fucking garbage, bro. I'm sorry if I'm hurting feelings right now. And normally I don't like to give unconstructive criticism, which saying something is garbage is unconstructive criticism. But like at this point, get somebody to do the hook with you. Your pen strong point is most definitely verses. It takes a different type of talent to be able to write a hook. If every hook was an at-bat in the major leagues, you would have been sent back down to the minors. You're like 0 for in the big leagues right now. And it might have been passable without the na-na-na-na-na part, if I'm being quite honest. And trust me, I wish the hook was better, if not just so that way people that like Tom Macdonald don't click away from this video right now, because you hear my negative commentary and you're gonna click away. It's just what it is.
Dear Slim, I thought that maybe because you paved the way for me, you might relate to weight that Caucasian rappers are carrying. They're constantly comparing us to you, it's embarrassing. Never gaining their approval, it's just hate we're inheriting. But I'm here now. Go ahead and hate.
That's gonna be natural. That's gonna be natural because rap is not the offspring of Caucasian music. Rap is the offspring of African American culture in New York City specifically, but in the United States, in the hood, in the ghettos. And out of all of the white rappers that tried to break through, Eminem is the only one that could do it because of where he came from, because of his studious background when it comes to hip hop and rap, and because his pen game is better than most people are ever gonna have. So he had like a combination that allowed him to break through the ceiling or break through the prison cell that white rappers were kept in, I guess you could say. And because he is literally the only one to break through that ceiling at such a high level, any white rapper that comes after him is gonna be compared to him. And most white rappers, unfortunately, including Tom, in my opinion, do not have that skill set to be able to like rise to the top of hip hop in the same way that Eminem did. If I came out of nowhere and just started rapping at a high level and I was getting millions and millions of views, I'm gonna get compared to fucking Hispanic rappers before me. SPM, fuck that dude, but I'm gonna get compared to him. I don't even know Hispanic rappers, but you get what I'm saying. But the hate we're inheriting thing, I feel like Eminem doesn't receive as much hate, or I feel like people that come after him receive hate because they see the way that Eminem is literally a student of the game. He has great admiration and respect for all of the legends that came before him.
But I'm here now. Go ahead and hate it, don't hurt. Call me culture vulture garbage, those are ignorant words. I kill a vulture, cook the poultry in a pan till it's burnt. See, Marshall, I'm just like you, I'm flipping the bird. Dear Slim, I just want to give you...
That was a bar. You see, Marshall, I'm just like you, I'm flipping the bird. Eminem famously gives a middle finger to everybody in cameras, on stage, everything. Culture vulture, I killed the vulture and cooked the poultry and I'm flipping the bird in the pan. That was clean. That was super clean, actually. And that whole rhyme scheme with culture, vulture, poultry, flipping, that was tight.
Flipping the bird. Dear Slim, I just want to give you your flowers. I spent hours memorizing all of your songs in 2000. You were the reason I screamed at all of my teachers. A teen, I needed your CD on repeat and Shady's face on my t-shirt. But I'm here now. They call me controversial.
Rhyme scheme was fire again. I mean, there's no bars to break down. That was straightforward. Just like, yo, I'm in my position because you paved that way, and I was passionate about the music that you wrote. Nothing to break down, but that like every 2 or 3 syllable rhyme, it's fire.
Controversial just like you. We're both white, both rap, both of our eyes blue. Screw any guy who tries to say you changed and don't like you. Cause in my mind it's still 99, and I'm you. Marshall and Lambert back when.
Okay, so coming from a stan, I'm not a stan because I'm not a blind Eminem follower, but coming from a huge fan of Eminem, it's undeniable to say that Eminem has changed from who he was in 99 to 2006 roughly, all the way to now 2021 with with his most recent albums. Like, there is a clear shift in who Eminem is as a rapper. The subject matter that he talks about, the way that he rhymes, the technicality that he rhymes with when it comes to having very technical, nuanced rhyme schemes and delivery and similes and metaphors. He is clearly night and day difference. He was, I mean, I don't want to say I guess rap wasn't big on similes and metaphors back in the early 2000s. It was very subject matter heavy. Eminem Show, Marshall Mathers LP, and Slim Shady LP, even Encore, like all of these are very subject matter heavy driven songs. So the entire soundscape of rap has changed and his beat selection has changed. So he is a different rapper. And whether or not you like the new M or the old M, that's on personal preference. He's still an amazing rapper today as he was back then. It's just a different type of rap. I'm partial to older Eminem sound, and it's because I'm not really a huge fan of crazy technical writing. It's impressive, but like I'm more of a fan of subject matter driven tracks. Not only that, obviously my adolescence, I listened to Eminem as I was growing up, and most people, they have a fond memory of the music that they were listening to at the time that they were growing up and trying to like discover who they are as a person. So obviously I have stronger ties, but even just as a rap fan, I prefer Eminem's older music than his newer music. That's just me though. People could be backwards, especially if you don't know old Eminem. If you found Eminem right now after recovery, then you're gonna be like, oh shit, this new shit is tight. And who was the dude in the past, you know?
You changed the world with a pen. Well, now I'm just like you.
Clearly not gonna touch on this hook too many more times, just because I heard it again and I have to pause it. Still think it's bad. The first half of the hook, I actually don't mind. It's just after he switches it, it says, I don't give a what, and then, like, bro, come on.
Whether you love me or hate me or think I'm crazy, dropped $100,000 to get a beat from Shady. I really hope when I bought it.
Hey, first off, a couple of things. The flow sounds mad familiar to Eminem's flow on Patiently Waiting by 50 Cent. I've been patiently waiting to make it through all the hating, debating whether or not you can even weather the storm. The Patiently Waiting rhyme scheme and rhythm on the original track was crazy when you heard it the first time. And then on top of that, in the background, you can hear like the iron lung and the heart monitor. Yo, clean. They think they're crazy, but they ain't crazy. Let's face it, shit. Basically, they just playing sick. They ain't shit. They ain't saying shit. Spraying 50. A to the K, get in the way. I'll bring Dre in them with me and turn this day into fucking mayhem. You staying with me? Don't let me lose you. I'm not trying to confuse you as I let loose with this Uzi and just shoot through you with Suzu. Boop, boop, boop.
Whether you love me or hate me or think I'm crazy, dropped $100,000 to get a beat from Shady. I really hope when I bought it he wasn't angry, but I really had to tell him that he changed me. The truth of the matter is, without you, Marshall Mathers, I would've committed suicide before I was a rapper. You showed me that I could do it. I didn't need to be blacker. I know it's stupid, but I just had to do my best to say thank you.
Clean little bridge right there for sure. I like I said, I want to say that Tom is creative enough and it makes sense within the song subject matter that he did use the Patiently Waiting rhythm for, like on purpose. But if not, and it just happened to work out like that, cool. But I want to give that credit to Tom saying that he did it on purpose. But still, just like I'm trying to give you your flowers. I have my life and everything that I have now. I have you to thank for it, because without you, I probably would have killed myself. Like, that's heavy. And if I'm being honest, so far, I like the track. I like what he's saying. I just don't like the hook. And that, if anything's gonna keep me from revisiting this song, it's the fact that I don't like the hook. Because obviously the hook is played 3 or 4 times. So
I don't give a what.
Nova, ma'am, you did the damn thing on that. I'm not gonna lie, that video was fire, if I'm being quite honest. You can still tell, like, it's obviously very independent and it's low budget, considering the fact that I don't know, maybe just because I know what I'm looking for. There's obviously not very many scenes. There's like 3 or 4 main scenes. It's him with the Jason mask on, which is obviously Jason mask and the fuck is that called? That denim bullshit. I don't wear them, so I forget what they're called. Anyway, that's a very Eminem signature look with the chainsaw. So we had that scene, we had the underwater scene, we had him in the warehouse with the car, and then we had him in the basement looking like Stan. So you can tell, like, you don't have like $1 million budget. So the fact that you're able to pull the video off in the way that you do and keep it interesting, that's dope. That's a dope ass like testament to Nova, because the video is crazy. But I mean, my final thoughts on the song though is that it's pretty good. This is probably one of my more favorite Tom Macdonald tracks out of the one that we've done. That I still don't like the hook. Obviously, I made that very apparent in the very first time that I heard it. I think he would get more push and more people would like his music if he just got somebody on a feature for the hook. Like this song with a better hook would be, I would be able to revisit it. I would be able to enjoy this. the singing voice is clearly not there either. He's not like J. Cole where the singing texture of his voice is enough where he can pull off a singing hook on its own. But I do like the darker portion of the hook at like the very beginning when he's saying, Marshall, remember when you became Eminem? Like, that sounded good. I like that. And the verses are solid. I like the verses here too. Actually, you know what? I thought about doing this on a couple of older videos. Let's read some of these comments and see what they see. Cause I know Tom Macdonald comments like, I don't know. Let's see what he says. My boy King Blitz, he finally put all the comparison talk to sleep. Blitz, come on, bro. You know better than that. You know he's gonna be compared to Eminem for the rest of his life, whether or not he wants it. This guy kills. I like how he doesn't even have to curse the whole song. He tells poetic story like rap is supposed to be. Keep killing it, Tom. Just because he's telling a story that you like more than other rap, doesn't mean that rap's not telling a story. Even rap that you don't think is telling a story, if it's hood rap, it's telling a story because that's the only story that they know. They know the guns, they know the choppers, they know the heat, they know the keys to cocaine. Like, that's just how it is in the hood. You just don't relate to it. There's storytelling all throughout rap. And I think it's ironic that he says, I like how he doesn't have to curse in the whole song. It's ironic that a Tom Macdonald fan, I guess you would say, is saying that because obviously Eminem is very cuss driven. Like, his music has a lot of cussing in it. And on top of that, Eminem also talks shit about the people that had this mentality whenever Will Smith was winning Grammys for like Big Willie style. Like, Will Smith don't have to cuss to sell records. Well, I do, so fuck him and fuck you too. All the real stands caught all the details he has. M's gonna catch all of those. Great song and paying homage to Marshall. I'm a stan and I approve this message. I don't know. I don't know if people fully realize that being called a stan is not a good thing. So it's weird to hear them own up to it like that. I never thought Stan would respond to Eminem. This is official. I can never see this in this timeline. Insane and perfectly executed. It's not Stan responding. It's Tom Macdonald. Clearly Tom Macdonald. And Stan can't respond because the motherfucker's dead. If there was any song that was a response to Stan, we already got it with Bad Guy by Eminem. This is what Joyner Lucas did for Will Smith, giving legends their flowers while they're still here. I can agree with that. And then at Cameron right under, difference being Joyner Lucas is talented. This Tom dude sucks to the highest of suckstivity. Yo. Think if Eminem responds to it with Dear Stan, fire emoji. You know goddamn well that's not gonna happen. I'd give my left nut for an M and Tob collaboration, epic. Lucky for you, you're probably gonna get to keep both of them. All right, look, this is the last comment that I'm gonna read, and this right here is part of the problem. You have to love Tom Macdonald because he's the only pure rapper left. What? Oh my God, bro. If there's any comment that was standing, that would be it right there. You're telling me out of all the fucking rappers in the United States, in the world, that Tom Macdonald is the only one, just because you agree with the beliefs that he says in his songs. If we're talking about the only pure rapper left, JID is probably closer to being one of the only pure rappers. Denzel Curry's probably closer. Hell, if we're staying with just white people, Lil Dicky is probably closer to being a pure rapper. Tom Macdonald's good. I'm not gonna sit here and lie on his name like he doesn't have flow or doesn't have a pen, but only pure rapper? I strongly beg to differ. But yo, that brings us to the end of this video, ladies and gentlemen. If you like what you see, please consider liking and leaving a comment down below. If you don't like what you see, then why the fuck did you get this far? If you like what you see enough and the analytical feedback and the actual, not pandering to an audience feedback that I give, then consider subscribing, because that's how we get down around here. Twitch, socials, everything's linked in the description below. But I appreciate everybody's time, and like I always say at the end of all of my videos, go out there in the world, love and care for one another, love and care for each other, and I'll catch everybody on the next video. Peace. This lady really said the only pure rapper left.